and welcome to Lety Does Gingerbread Cookie Making! So the holidays are upon us, which means gingerbread cookies! So this month I'm going to be making some gingerbread cookies for some of my bigger patrons and for me and Hobo to eat. But I have actually never made gingerbread cookies before. And I also don't have an oven, but I'll get more into that later. So I looked up a recipe and I'm just gonna try to make some gingerbread cookies and hope everything goes correctly. And if it doesn't, well, at least it'll be funny. So let's get started. Alrighty, so first and foremost, let me just kind of migrate these over here and show you what's in my bag of wonders. So I have some different little, are these called cookie cutters that I'm going to be using later. A bunch of little shapes. So I'll show these off another time. Very gently. Got my cooking supplies here. So first we're gonna start with the cookies, and I got this recipe off of McCormick Spice. It is their gingerbread cookie recipe, and I'll be posting like a link in the description or something to that. And the recipe calls for cane sugar and flour. I went ahead and got the unbleached one. It doesn't specify, but if I have leftovers, I can use it for Shaggy Day. And then, of course, I got molasses, which I have actually never used before, but the cookies call for it, so molasses. It calls for baking soda, butter. I went ahead and got the pure Irish butter variety because, I don't know, seemed more interesting. Pure vanilla extract, ground cinnamon, ground ginger, ground nutmeg, lots of ground things, and that's it! So I'm gonna put the stuff I don't need just back in here, and then to give myself more room, I'm just gonna right. I know first I gotta start with this. And actually, the reason I'm gonna need to reference the recipe is because I'm gonna half this recipe. Because this is too many cookies, and I don't need that many cookies. No one needs that many cookies. So the recipe calls for 3 cups of flour, but I am just going to use 1.5 cups of flour. So sift, sift, sift. That's 1 cup. And that's half a cup. Okay, so got that. Very floury. Okay, 3 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of ground ginger. So I got my trusty measuring cup thingies. What are these called? Thingies. So it calls for 2, so I'm gonna use 1. Okay, there we go. More or less 1 teaspoon of ginger. Next, it's asking for 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Well, yeah. There we go. More or less half a teaspoon. It's teaspoon? Teaspoon of cinnamon. Next, the recipe calls for 1 teaspoon of baking soda. So, another half. Got my baking soda. Oh my. Okay. So again, more or less another little, yeah, it's all good. And then it wants a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. Yeah. That looks like a good amount. 3/4 firmly packed brown sugar. Come on. Oh, that's too much. Too much sugar. Yes? Okay, so I think that's all the dry ingredients it calls for, so before I put in, any of the wet one, I'm just gonna like, this is very, very firmly packed sugar. And now I'm just gonna mix all my dry ingredients in. Why did it specifically ask for firmly packed sugar? Is it to give me a hard time? Yeah, I know most people like have a blender or something, but I have a spoon. So blend all that shit in, and you're gonna get, oh, that doesn't look quite blended. That looks about right. Ish. So fluff it up, and then you are going to get your mixture here. I would say remove all the big clumps, but that's mostly sugar at this point, and the recipe did specifically call for firmly packed sugar, so maybe it wants the big clumps of sugar, like a little sugary surprise in your cookies. So, with that, the wet ingredients. So for the wet ingredients, let's start with the 3/4 cup of butter. So 3/4 of a cup is 12 tablespoons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Dear God. Okay, it's counting. It's requesting that I get 6 tablespoons of butter. And let me just separate that out right now. And if you're wondering what 6 tablespoons of butter is, that is 6 tablespoons of butter, and that is what it wants you to use. So with that, setting the butter aside. Alright, and now it wants you to use the molasses. Alright, let's do the pure vanilla extract. It wants 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. Doop. It's vanilla-y butter now. Okay, so I'll set that aside. 1/2 cup of molasses. Ugh. Smells weird. Smells like beans. Bean bread. That's what I'm making. Ah! Oh no! Go back! Oh no! Okay. It's okay. It'll be okay. I'll just like... And I will stop at the correct amount. Maybe a little more? And, we're good! And the last thing it calls for is 1 egg. But, I'll be right back. Alright, so I wasn't exactly sure how to get 1/2 an egg, so I have an egg, and I have a mason jar, and, I don't know, I've never measured eggs like this before, so I guess I'm just gonna... So now that I have it like this, kind of all mixed up, let me do it a bit more. Half. So half. Is that about half? Maybe a little more for good measure. Yeah, that looks about half. Oh god. Okay, so I've successfully mixed the molasses and the egg. But, the butter, no. Okay, so I'm just gonna pour all this in here. Hope that maybe with the dry ingredients it'll be a little better. Oh, runaway butter. So yeah, I'm just gonna mix this and see what comes out of it. Probably should have melted this butter. It's getting there. I can see it getting there. This is mostly butter at this point. This experience has given me a new perspective on cookies, where they're pretty much just decoration and seasoning for butter. It's all butter. Do it! Okay. There. I think that's all mixed in. It looks like an even consistency, so... Alright, I guess that's what I'm supposed to do. Okay, and then after you've mixed all this in, it tells you to get some plastic wrap. And I know I have plastic wrap all over my table, but this has to be kind of separate. You gotta get your plastic wrap. And I ruined it. Oh wait, no, we're good. Now I ruined it. And then I gotta... Bloop! Looks like peanut butter a little bit. Get off! Meh. Meh. Haha! Very well. Okie dokie. So, with that, you're gonna wanna wrap it up. You're gonna wanna make like a, I don't know, pancake. Make a pancake. And at this point, it tells you to leave it in your refrigerator for 4 hours on a flat surface, or to leave it overnight. And specifically because of this, I already have a batch that I prepared last night, so I'm going to go get that right now. Alright, so I'm back, and this is the dough that I made last night. It is really hard. So I'm gonna need to roll this back out using my trusty rolling pin. And then when I'm done doing that, I also have my assortment of cookie cutters. So I'll be using those in a second because I feel like rolling this out is going to be more difficult than I anticipated. So I'm just gonna open this up and see what happened. Okay, so that's it right now. Kind of broke in half, but that's okay. And then it says I need to like re-flatten it out. Re-flatten. Oh boy. So I'm just gonna work with it still on this thing. And this batch is going to be the one for my patrons. And then my other batch, oops, the one that I just did earlier is going to be the one for me to eat later. Alright, that looks correct. So, first, I'm gonna start with Gingerbread Man. Can I separate it? I can. It's working. It's working! Ta-da! It's a little gingerbread man. So I'm just gonna set this aside and I'm gonna cut a couple more. See where that takes me. This one's kind of a weird shape. So this one is an ornament. It's cute. Okay, so now that I have those, I'm just gonna do this. Click. Ho ho! It's kind of a tree. It went lopsided. This one's a snowflake. And I like it. Ooh, so much crumbs. Ah! Come on, let go. Let go. Ta-da! Kinda looks like a snowflake. Meh. Uh-oh, I ruined it. I don't think I can do another one. How about a candy cane? Candy cane! Here. Ooh, I ruined it. Okay, and... snowman? Ta-da! This one doesn't really look like a snowman. I butchered it too much. Oh no, I'm stuck. There. So I'm just gonna collect all these and get this clean up. And then we gotta cook these cookies. And I'm back! So, as I had mentioned earlier, I don't have an oven. But I did read that some people were doing it using a skillet, and I have a panini press. So, I've never done this before. The electricity in my room isn't great, so the power might go out. And, overall, this just might go horribly, horribly wrong. But, let's get started. So, the website had mentioned to bake them at 350 degrees. So what I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna select grill panini and we're gonna do it for 300 degrees, or rather low. Yeah, and it's doing its thing. So I'm pretty sure it's whenever these turn red, that means it's good to go. So we're just gonna wait for that. Alright, so the light turned green, and green means go, so I assume that's what it wants me to do. Before I do any of the ones that actually look like something, I am going to sacrifice circle and see how that goes. And again, this might go horribly wrong. Okay, so I think they said like not to have it exactly touch it, but rather like hover it over the top. But I mean, this is circle, so just gonna let it do its thing. And oh yeah, very important. I should probably have this on hand because I was planning on flipping it with my hand, and you shouldn't do that. Probably. I also don't know exactly how long you have to leave it. I'm just gonna kind of wait for the noises to stop. Alright, so I hear noises, but I don't hear fast enough noises. So I'm gonna switch it to griddle. And I'm gonna turn it to 350 degrees. And now it says it's 350 degrees, so I'll just wait for it. It's starting to smell good though, so that's a good sign. How many diseases can you get from eating undercooked dough anyway? The molasses must cure all that, right?
Shaggy, cookies are happening.
Well, not right now. So, I have quite a lot of cookies left. And this one is taking some time. So maybe if I...
No cookies for you. No. They're not ready yet.
Shaggy, not yet. Shaggy really wants these cookies. Okay, I think that one's pretty much gonna be done soon. So, I'm gonna go ahead and, let's see, get another one working at the same time. I think the next one I'll sacrifice is gonna be this snowflake, because it's already falling apart. Yeah. And maybe this candy cane. And this tree. Oh no! It fell on the currently cooked cookie. Ah! Hot! Alright, so I got my timer. It's set for 5 minutes. I'm gonna see how that goes and then I am going to flip them. But actually, I think the ones I put in earlier are done. Ah! Where's my thingy? Okay, so the one cookie that I put in earlier, fully cooked. It's actually pretty dang good. So, this might go well after all. Alright, so I put some plastic wrap over the remaining dough so I can bring Shaggy over here so he can try some cookies, because I know he's been wanting to. Oh yeah. There we go. Approved by the Shaggy. They look done. They appear to be done. Yeah, they're done. They're just really soft. I guess I just wasn't expecting that. Anyway, so now on to the ones that I can't afford to fuck up on. The ones for the patrons. And close.
Goodbye, gingerbread man.
I've suffocated and killed them.
Now cookies.
Okay, Shaggy. Come here. Gotta work for the cookie. Oh, you got it. Alright, Hobo. Shaggy seems to like them a lot, so how about you? Oh yeah. So like the cookie, cookie. She doesn't want any. Okay. Never mind. I'm sorry for disturbing you, madame.
Okay. So, oh,
these gingerbread men got a little bit of a tan. Please don't tell me I burned them. Yeah, they're just a little toasty. It's all good. This tree I can't say the same for. The tree looks like it's getting kind of sad there. I needed them to get really hard anyway. But I'm going to lay them out on my little pan here and have them cool down and hopefully get even harder. And then I'm just gonna cook the rest of these, and that's gonna take a couple minutes, and then I will move on. Alright, and then while the rest of those cookies cook, it's time for a dance party! Cookies and cookies and cookies and cookies and cookies and cookies. Dance, Shaggy, dance, Shaggy, dance. Do 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 do. Put me down.
Okie dokie. Cookies are done.
So, now I just need to move these other ones kind of out of the way and take these off. Alright, and then while those are cooling down, I'm gonna turn this off and I'm going to go get ready for part 2 or 5, depending on how you want to count this. Hey guys, I'm back! So, in case you didn't know, because my last file got corrupted because my hard drive filled up, I started making this icing. And from when I started making this icing, 2 hours have passed. So, guys, I'm no Rosanna Pansino, and 2 hours later, I'm left with 4 little 1/8 cups of these mason jars of icing. So I have a couple colors here, some white, some yellow, green, blue, and then I have a sad little brown. And now to the part that I was really excited for and that I've been trying to get to for the last like 5 hours. Let's decorate some gingerbread men. So I have assorted candy in here, which include sweet tarts, chewy lemon heads, sour spaghetti, salsaghetti, nerds, dots, Skittles, Pez, cherry gummy bears, some mini M&Ms, and these little black dots that I bought because I thought they would look cool as eyes. So yeah, I have all this candy here. I finally have my icing, so let's do this. First, I am going to decorate my custom little gingerbread men. Let's see, I'm picking out the best looking gingerbread men, the most proportionate. I don't think that's any of them actually. So I'll start with this one. And for this one, got you right there. I think I'm gonna Ooh. Ah, my icing's all drying up because I took too long. No! It's all good. Anyway, I don't really want to use white because I'll stand out a lot. So I'm gonna use this brown, this really light brown here. I'm going to try to make a beard. Okay. Hopefully it's legible, but this is the best I got. So, ta-da! Oh, wait, you can't see it? No, hey. It's wearing overalls and it has buttons and it has a face and its foot says Pip. So I'm gonna set this one aside so it can kind of harden. There. And then now I will work on Brian's. I think this one came out nicer. All things considered, they came out pretty even, so that's kind of impressive. Alright. So then I have Brian's, who is wearing a blue shirt and pants, and he's looking off to the side and he looks surprised, and then I made the shirt say Brian. I hope it stays like that. I don't know if it will. Meh. But just like the other one, I'm going to let it dry here. Okay. Now just some nice random decorations. So I have all these ornaments here. Gotta letty them up. Okay, so this one came out cute. It's a Shaggy ornament! Isn't he cute? Look at his fuzzy face! Okay, so before I mess these up, I'm just gonna go ahead and let them dry for a bit before putting the finishing touches on them, and I'll be back on that. Alright guys, so I ended up making 2 more cookies, And I waited 30 minutes, but they are nowhere near dry enough for me to put on my varnish that I bought to preserve them. And I'm not gonna wait 2 hours just for these to dry to put it on, so I'll do that later. But my whole plan is to put some varnish on these and send them out to my biggest patrons as kind of like a little holiday thing. I'm very festive, as you can see from my Christmas cactus in the background, but not a lot of people will decorate for the holidays if they don't have like a big family or a reason to go through all the trouble of decorating. So I figured that if I can send out a little something something for the holidays, then maybe your holidays will be more merry. So I'm going to wait for these to dry, and then I'll be sticking some varnish on them. But until then, I will update you later. Hey guys, so it's been a couple days and I let my cookies dry. Ooh. I think they dried kind of nicely actually. I mean, right now they look like wet as fuck, but that's only because I just finished applying some varnish to it so I can lock in and protect it from any moisture. And then once these dry, I'm going to put a second coat of varnish on the back, and then I'm going to be hot gluing these little bow things I made to the back to make them ornaments. And I'm going to be mailing these out to some of my patrons, and yeah, I think they came out pretty okay, so pretty proud of myself. I didn't know that the nerds bled that much, but live and learn. So yeah, these are my pretty much finished cookies, and I just wanted to give a big shout out to Pip and Brian. You guys can expect your little ornaments on the way for being my biggest supporters and encouraging me to try baking and realize that I suck complete and total shit at it. So, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know I got a little long, a little messy, but it was fun. So, hope you all liked it, and I will see you next time. Bye! Hey everyone, Lety here. Just wanted to let you know that you should totally be checking out my Pokemon live streams, where I'll be showing off my new sea moves. And thank you so much for watching this video. If you like what you saw, you can subscribe to my channel by clicking that circle button up there. Or you can check out some more of my videos over here. And you can find the latest news with my Patreon by checking out that video down there. It's hero time! I know I'm a dork! Leave me alone.